that I wanted to do a way too early look at Survivor Series. Okay. Because this got me thinking, all right, Survivor Series is the show of the year where they pit the two shows against each other, which is really fucking weird to do when you just rattled up the rosters, right?
Yeah.
Because usually you want like a lot of camaraderie going into this show with people who have spent all year together. Seems like this would have been the one I did right before the draft and then shake it up afterwards. But that's not how they choose to do it, right? They choose to do it after the draft. So I want to take like a way too early look at Survivor Series and 3 matches that I think I'm pretty confident are going to happen.
Okay.
Right off the bat, I think it was pretty obvious based on the shit that went down on SmackDown. And I'm going to get more in detail into this in just a minute, but we're going to get Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on there that I will untangle in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Then I kind of wonder what happens with Sasha and Bianca. I think that you get Survivor Series team matches with them.
Okay.
I think it only makes sense to put them in. Typically, there's a 5-on-5 match at Survivor Series, and it's Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. And if I had to guess, they're two wolves that are waiting in the fog, right? They're both waiting for the champions to get clear. Survivor Series has never been a favorite pay-per-view of mine because it's a hold-up pay-per-view.
Okay.
Your champions, they're typically not in title matches, right? It's champion versus champion. They fight each other and the belts aren't on the line. So those guys are tied up. Big E, Roman Reigns, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, they're all kind of tied up. They won't be any story moving forward there.
Yeah.
But with Bianca and Sasha, I think, okay, cool. Then put them against each other. Give them 2 teams. From Raw, I think you could go Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash, Zelina Vega, get her involved, and maybe Carmella.
Okay.
That's a pretty fun team.
Yeah.
That could get the story moving, right? Then on SmackDown, you got, of course, Sasha Banks. Then you got to balance this out. Shayna Baszler. You got Natalya.
I like Natalya.
Then you've got Naomi. And then you've got from Hit Row, you got B-Fab. I think this is a good place to showcase her.
True.
Let her get in there and mix it up with somebody like Bianca.
Yeah.
Or somebody of physical stature and let her show out a little bit. And then, you get 1 or 2 eliminations and then you can get rid of her. But I think that's what you have to do with them. I think that has to be the Survivor Series match this year. Because you can't just let all this. The women's division's got a lot of heat, and it's kind of, there's a lot going on. I'm interested in what's going on, so I think keeping them at each other's throats for a while will be fun.
Yes, definitely.
Then you got Roman Reigns versus Big E. Now everybody knows at this point I am a Roman Reigns guy, right? Team head of the table, team tribal chief, team bloodline. I'm fucking shaking the pom-poms.
Yeah.
I'm there for this thing. I am a Roman Reigns guy. So after the smoke settles here and Brock Lesnar is rightfully suspended, as I've said, get this man out of here. Get this fucking bully Brock Lesnar. Get him out of here. We don't need this kind of shit. It's not needed on a PG television show.
Yeah.
Get him out of there. Can't be putting your hands on people like that. So he's gone for the foreseeable future. Clears the path for a champion versus champion match, right?
Okay.
The bloodline look as strong as they've ever looked. We've got some doubt on Paul Heyman, but I think we can survive that, especially with Brock out of the picture.
Okay.
This is going to be, for sure, a non-title match. I said that earlier.
Yeah.
It'll be champion versus champion, but they won't put titles online, especially now that the shows are on 2 different networks. I don't think we'll ever see a champ again. Someone holding both belts. I don't think we will. Those belts have to stay on their respected shows.
Yeah.
Now, as much as this pains me, as much as it pains me, I want to say Roman Reigns walks away from this match easily. I don't think so. I think Big E wins this match. Because he needs it more. He needs this win more. Coming out of a subpar looking match with Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns right now is just on the path to 500, right? And if a match doesn't cost him a belt, the match doesn't really fucking matter. Yeah. Win or lose. I think that somebody gets involved. Now, is that somebody?
It's the only way he can win.
Does Brock fucking sneak his way back into the arena? It's probably Brock, right? Brock probably shows up, cost Roman Reigns the match. Does Paul Heyman? Is this where Paul Heyman turns?
I think Paul Heyman lets him in.
Well, what if Paul Heyman somehow turned and became the advocate for Big E.
Ooh.
Or something like that. It's a long shot. It's a long shot, but it's always possible. Or what if he's just doing the work for Brock Lesnar behind the scenes? Keeps Brock relevant, gives Big E the win, doesn't really hurt Roman Reigns, right?
Yeah.
Or what if The Rock interjects here? What if this is time for The Rock? What if The Rock comes out and something happens and he gets in the face of Roman, or even is trying to help Roman? He's there to, cheer him on, and something happens and they get in each other's face. Yeah. Somehow something's going to happen. I think Big E wins this match because at the end of the day, a non-title match means nothing to Roman Reigns.
Has Roman ever beat The Rock?
They've never wrestled. Right? They've never wrestled. That's never happened. Rock was long gone when Roman kind of hit that peak of success. He's been back here for like one-offs with CM Punk and John Cena and shit like that. But Roman hasn't had the opportunity. But I think we're headed on a collision course for Roman Reigns and The Rock at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what team do I pledge my allegiance to then? Because as I was on a long Raw detox, but then the draft they said, Savant, we're gonna take everybody you love because we know you don't like Monday Night Raw. We're gonna take everybody you love and we're gonna move them over. We're gonna take Kevin Owens. We're gonna take Edge. We're gonna take Seth Rollins. We're gonna take Bianca Belair and the what do you call them? Not the primetime players, the Street Profits.
Yeah.
We're gonna move them all to Monday Night Raw. All your people you love except Roman Reigns. We're gonna break your heart here because we're gonna split you here. We're gonna cause a split decision, right?
Yes.
So I look at this and I go, everything in my heart tells me I have to side with the tribal chief. I have to, the bloodline. They run WWE.
Yeah.
They've put it on their shoulders. So how do you go against the bloodline? How do you do that, right? But all of my favorites are on Monday Night Raw. All of my favorites are on Monday Night Raw. At this point in time, I'm not ready to make an official pledge. I think next week I will unveil on the show officially the team I am siding with going into 2021 Survivor Series. But right now, it's hard for me to pick against Seth Rollins, the Rated R Superstar Edge, Kevin Owens, Bianca Belair, RK Bro, and Big E. Ooh. That's hard. It's hard. Everything in my heart tells me to choose Monday Night Raw. Everything in my mind tells me you don't bet against the tribal chief. You don't do it.
Yeah.
You don't bet against the Usos. You don't bet against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre.
I love Drew McIntyre.
You don't bet against them.
Okay.
The New Day.
I thought I was going to go on Monday Night Raw. I have no idea.
So as of next week, I'll make my official decision on what team I'm siding with going into Survivor Series. Okay.